Boat gassed up, saunter down to the dock. Put the Yeti in the back and she's ready to rock. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. Got the whole family down here. It's a May River thing. If you ain't got a boat, you can hitch a ride. I'm sure one of your buddies has a sensitive side. Pay for some gas, donate some brews. Better than sitting home singing the blues. You can probably squeeze in next to the ghost of Rufus Weaver. Of course there's room for y'all's golden retriever. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. We got the whole family down here. It's a May River thing. Coming round the corner, see the sandbar is packed. Dad's sporting beer bellies, moms are all jacked. Kids running around, not a phone in sight. Probably too tired for the iPad tonight. Heard your boy fell out the boat on the way back home. Couldn't leave the corn liquor alone. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. Got the whole family down here. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing.
We about ready to do this?
Yep.
All right, I'll go for black then. Maybe we'll let people see us. Folks, welcome to this edition, this live edition Daly, Jevon, you're in the dark. There he is. Oh,
Good, man.
there he is. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. Great.
So what prompted you to say, let's do it live?
Live's the best.
You do know a little bit about live, huh?
Yeah. I just like the unpredictability of what I mean, as a musician, I think a lot of people get wrapped up in like the guitar they have or the audience or the speakers or the really cool effect pedal. I'm always kind of like, what am I going to say this time,
That is the fun part of it, isn't it? You never know. And, watching, you said it to me earlier, and I certainly would agree. You have live streamed more than anyone down here, although I hope to catch you someday. And part of the fun of your live streams, your Jevcasts, anything you do is you never know what you're going to say. And how does that work for you?
Mostly it works pretty well. I would say that sometimes people, I think there's people out there that take things I say maybe personally or just misinterpret things I say. I mean, I think we all have a conversation going on in our heads, and we all think everybody's in on the jokes. And if they're not, then you kind of have to regroup, and sometimes you have to apologize, or you have to. I mean, you're constantly trying to edit, but But I have to be careful because I think part of my, I don't want to say charm, but I think part of my
je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, right. I mean, part of the thing with me is you never know what you're going to get,
So, and the other thing that struck me, and maybe I do pride myself on my Google talents, but maybe this got past the goalie here. Like Googling, trying to find like the definitive Jevon Daly story. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's just hidden in Google. Like magazine story. I saw the Hilton Head Island cast, and there was a little bit of definitive Jevon there, but like I have not seen the definitive magazine tell-all on Jevon. I've just seen a lot of like funny, quick takes from you. Nothing like nothing probing.
Do you know any aliens?
I didn't tell you there'd be probes.
I think you know what that's funny that you say that because and make sure tell me if I'm talking too loud, but every time someone calls to interview me, which it's not, I mean, a couple times a year or whatever, because I mean my middle name is oversaturated. Yeah, so maybe I have I always tell the interviewer, why don't you try and ask me some questions that no one else has asked me? Like, we already know I was in the Hilton Head High marching band, but you might not know that because you haven't found the article, or that I played in my parents' band and played at the old post office a few times to crowds of 5 or 10 people. That I grew up, in a musical household, like a real rock and roll, kind of scary at times, maybe. A little too rock and roll, maybe, I like to play sports, but I could never play sports because my grades were always kind of crappy. And I don't know what it is, but I always feel like I gotta really pull myself back because I feel like I've really got why do I feel like I have to prove myself every day? Like, I don't know what that is about me. I don't really feel like it's a chip on my shoulder necessarily, but it would make me feel a lot better if I'm just gonna keep jamming this stuff down people's throats. I don't know.
You're gonna like. So you mentioned sports. You're gonna like one of the screen graphics I came up with. A bunch of different of those news graphic chyrons. I had time to make 3 or 4. So, but one of them involves Jevon Daly, A Football Life, your NFL Network documentary. So,
wow.
So congratulations.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate the you can, that was he went to college, they redshirted him, he did steroids, he squatted 600 pounds 10 times, blew out his knee, and then became an insurance salesman.
Somehow, even after Lombardi discovered you just could not get there.
I only played one down professionally.
You're Rudy.
Somebody actually called me Rudy one time on Facebook, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take offense to that or, because I think the guy was. I think that unfortunately a lot of people, when people heckle me, which I welcome at all the shows and everywhere I go, I think people are like, I'm gonna bust Jevon's, what's, and a lot of the times I think people think they're being funny, and maybe they should probably hone that a little bit before they try and go toe to toe with the biggest BSer in the Low Country.
So some of this we will hit because some people. I mean, I know this is going to shock you, but there probably are some people watching this that do not know of you.
I know, and that's the good part about living around here. There's constantly people coming in from New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Michigan, and maybe that one person that moved here from Maine.
That'd be me.
Oh, really? There you go.
I'm from Maine originally.
Yeah.
So all right. So, rewind it in terms of the Rock family household. Tell folks about just what it was like in the Daly household, what the Rock family background's all about.
Well, my mother was full-blooded Italian. A lot of people know my mother, Marilyn Daly, who was maybe the first rock personality on Hilton Head ever, really. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that really embodied rock and roll quite like my mother. I mean, and if somebody wants to challenge me on this, challenge me. But full-blooded Italian, grew up in Pennsylvania, met my father, and my mother said, we need to get out of here. And they moved to St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands. And my mother said, I'm going to be a rock and roll singer now. And my father was a bass player and still is. And,
your dad's name?
Mike Daly, yeah. Mike Daly, yeah. He's about to turn 74. I'm about to turn 49 this week. He's going to turn 74 next week. But, my mother overnight kind of became this front person of these bands. And my father would start in St. Thomas, which was in 76. And then in 83, we moved here. And, she would do stuff like say kind of outlandish things on the microphone. I mean, nothing like I do, but...
How old were you when you moved here?
I was 11.
Okay.
So the rock and roll household is like this. There's a lot of music. In one room, there's the Police playing, or there's Johnny Winter or the Allman Brothers. And in the other room, there's Blondie and Hart playing, or like Terrence Trent D'Arby and Lenny Kravitz. And then when those two worlds collide, there's a lot of yelling.
Yes. Okay.
And my brother and I started playing horns in Pennsylvania when we moved back there in between the St. Thomas and the Hilton Head move. There was 2 years in there, and Gavin was on trombone. My brother Gavin, the famous tattoo artist, Gnarly Gav with a K. And I started playing saxophone. My sister was born in St. Thomas. We moved here, and then we became the big weightlifter guys at Hilton Head High that played in the marching band. that could like squat 400 pounds and pick up cars.
Now, see, I should have asked you for those photos.
Yeah.
Like
could've.
roided out or what?
We never did steroids. We just did benches, squats, deadlifts, bent over rows, and anyone can get strong like that if you just eat a lot and do the basic powerlifting stuff and don't get hurt.
And was this Hilton Head High and Gold's Gym, or just where?
This was at Nautilus, which
yes, okay.
featured like Mark Weisner from Bluffton Trading Post benching 315 15 times, and we were young then, and so we would lift weights, and then we would like go to the beach at night and meet people.
Define meet people. The PG-13 version.
Yeah, like some kind of like beach theater after dark, where we would ride our beach cruisers from Old Woodlands on Matthews Drive out to Folly Field, and people would there'd be like a keg on the beach or something. This is back in like 86, 87, and we would come up riding wheelies through the dark with tank tops on, tan, hydrogen peroxided hair, pastel shorts on. We were, muscles, and I think that's where I started developing this clown thing that I do. This I don't know if it's really intimidation. I just like to look at people in the face, and I like to get a rise out of people.
So the two worlds colliding at home. Is that tension? Is that just a lot of creative energy that gets a little gnarly sometimes? Everybody gets their Irish up a little bit, or what is that?
I think it was tension. I mean, my parents both worked full-time jobs. My father was a postman. Everybody knows my dad from the post office back in the 90s, and my mother was a waitress. But on the weekends, they ruled places like the White Parrot, Amadeus, Old Post Office. I mean, they were ask Sammy Long on Hilton Head who the hottest band ever to play on Hilton Head was. Everybody knows Sammy Long on Hilton Head. Ask him. Ask some of these people that ask David Wingo. Hey, was Jevon's mother hot shit? Yeah, she was. Part of my friend. She was, and I think the Silicone Sister thing. And some of the ways that I operate, my friend Kyle Wareham calls it crowd work. I really don't need a guitar. I could do it at Kroger. I can do it on a podcast. I can do it. I got a lot of faith in my ability to talk. I think I got that from my dad. He loves to talk, and sometimes it can kind of wear you out. But
our dads are the same.
Yeah. I mean, my father's from Wayne, Pennsylvania, and went to Jesuit school and saw the Grateful Dead and changed his life in '68 or something. So,
When did your mom stop performing?
Well, she was diagnosed with cancer in '98, I think, and then in '99 she passed away and left, my brother, myself, my sister Kelsey, who's 43, and my brother Kieran Daly, who is kind of like a musical wonderkind. Is that how you say that word? Wonderkind?
Yes.
Yeah. So Gavin does tattooing now. I do the music thing. Kelsey's got a kid, and Kieran lives in Chicago, and he's kind of a very private person. But we're very fortunate. When my father came here in '83 or in '82 to visit and check it out, he thought to himself, I bet we can play a lot of music down here, And he's right. I mean, look at Earl Williams and Bobby Ryder and Larry Perigo and all these people who, they're not the young hip guys, selling out the roasting room or playing at the Tiki Hut on Sundays, but they're the guys who laid the groundwork for us. The Gray Lopers, the Moondogs, people like that. Sunshine Dewdrop Band, the Daily Planet, my band with my parents, Martin Lesh came here, and then it really started blowing up in '95, I think, with Mike Cavanaugh, Reed Richmond doing the solo thing. Jim Brady's over there, and Terry Savastano's over there, and now there's over 100 of us. You know.
Does that blow your mind? I mean, like, so your dad was dead on right. Like, we can play music here, but like, in terms of the as competitive as it is, the camaraderie and the lack of competitive like clause in this music community here that's just allowed it just does it blow your mind how it's grown, how there's enough for everyone to eat?
There's the claws have been they take this thing and they manicure the claws. The claws are there. We're all sort of in competition for everyone's adoration, I think. I mean, I think that everybody wants to be like my favorite band on Hilton Head, or you know, I think if someone says to me like, hey, you know, you should check out this guy over here, he's really good, I start thinking like, but I thought I was your favorite. What about me? You know, what about, and you know, so but the truth of it is, yeah, I mean, there, you know, all these beachfront bars need a soloist playing guitar, and you need to be pretty good, man, to play at San Miguel's. You know, it's to play at Scott's Market, to play at the Hudson's, to play at the Dunes House. You know, we've risen the bar with groups like I'm gonna forget some of you guys, but Pretty Darn and GTA, and you got Joe Vickers, you got Soundboy out there, you got Shaky Bones doing the Grateful Dead, you got a band like Silicone Sister that we all know everyone's afraid of, terrified of. You got Chip Larkby out there playing the drums, putting a band together probably right now. You know, there's Zach Stevens, Zach Stiltner, you know, there's a lot of people, the Gala Bodega, you know, there's a lot of talented people out here. There's a lot of like kind of iconic people around here now that people should be checking out. You know, Taylor Kent or John Cranford did a lot, you know, with his band Cranford Hollow. I mean, you know, it is kind of cool because I'll be 49 this year, and
when you know, by the way, when are you 40? You said later this week. When are you 49?
Yeah, I don't tell anyone when my birthday is.
You did say later this week though, so that makes us both Aries because I'm next week, and you got me by a few days. I'll be 49 as well.
I have the same birthday as Muddy Waters and Bill Monroe.
That is all we'll know. Google it, bitches.
Yeah. Use your Google. Oh man, I love that. Hey, is it gonna rain today? Why don't you just Google it? You know, jeez.
And listen, we'll have time to get all the names out, and I'll hopefully ring your memory a little bit as we talk. But what made you like? So you're playing with your parents, the Daily Planet. Where did your sound? Where did your personality? How did that evolve? Is this who you've always been? This eclectic you, or were you like? Was there a punk rock phase? Was there a heavy metal phase?
Every phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so
jazz.
Of course. What do you want? I mean, what do you want to talk about first? I mean, you know, I think a lot of people say they listen to Fugazi. Well, I grew up on Minor Threat. I grew up on Ian MacKay's and Black Flag, a little bit more Dead Kennedys, because I had a friend named Kurt Weinberger who owns King Bean Coffee, and I kind of feel like I'm a Kurt Weinberger impersonator.
King Bean, is that Charleston?
Huh?
King Bean, is that Charleston?
Yeah, Kurt. So Kurt lived in our neighborhood.
Oh wow!
And Kurt turned us on to Jello Biafra and the Dead Kennedys. This like surf guitar meets singing songs like Holiday in Cambodia. You know, Don't Forget to Pack a Wife, and Minor Threat sung about racism. And then we got into Jimi Hendrix and the Grateful Dead and Eric Clapton's Cream and the Allman Brothers. And of course, then once you get into the Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers, then of course you have to get into Sonny Rollins, Cannonball Adderley, Joe Zawinul, Wayne Shorter, Eric Dolphy, John Coltrane, Miles Davis. You know, then of course now you have to keep up with the new guys, Tim Byrne. You know, you got to know who Marty Ehrlich is. You got to know who, and you know, I mean, I bought every Van Halen album. I love Doc and I love Rat. Don't forget about hip hop too, because I mean, that hip hop might have been the first thing that I felt like that was my music. You know, my parents had so much like kind of ownership over like Bob Marley and you know, Weather Report and Sting, and hey man, like UTFO, like that's my jam. Roxanne, that's my jam. And Vanilla Ice, you know, and NWA. And
like I wanted to own the Bee Gees, but like I couldn't. And so like you said, hip hop was the first. Now, what kind of hip hop?
Well, I was into like when I originally heard my cousin Marina DiMarino came down, and she had Roxanne, what you know, yo can go. I don't think that you know this rap about Roxanne. And then I watched the movie Breakin'.
Yes.
And also saw the movie Beat Street. Beat Street was really cool. And so we started breakdancing in 8th grade at McCracken. My brother was in 7th grade. And we both had rat tails and were skateboarding. So we were listening to like punk rock, but more turned on to like the Beastie Boys, License to Ill had come out. And we were starting to lift weights then. My buddy Sean O'Hare, who became a WWE superstar, along with another guy, Scott Vick, both went to my high school, both got huge. Sean lived across the street from my house, and we would hang out in the street and skateboard and listen to License to Ill on like a really tiny jam box. And then my buddy came down from Illinois, Jan Hunter from St. Thomas, and he had the Van Halen 1. And pretty much after Van Halen, I think we started kind of getting into like Ozzy, and we were also into like, we went on the road with this band, you know, for a couple dates, and it all kind of was all kind of headed towards this thing, and then the Grateful Dead just messed everything up for me because I got really confused by how great they were and how much equipment they had and how much. Just talk about somebody who's eclectic. I mean, so
confused how?
Because I didn't really know a band could be that good. I mean, I didn't really know that Van Halen's a great band, but David Lee Roth was gone. You know, in what year was that? 81.
Yeah.
So they were really only. No, it could have been 81.
No,
84.
84. Yeah.
So they were only together for 6 years. Jimi Hendrix was only really hitting from 66 until 70. Cream was only around for 2 years. I mean,
and you weren't feeling Sammy Hagar.
Right. Sorry?
You weren't feeling Sammy Hagar.
I mean, that's cool, man. But it's not as dark as David Lee Roth. No. And so when I heard, my father was a Grateful Dead fan, and I was always thinking, oh man, that music's too lightweight for me. And anybody out there, you know, if you think the Grateful Dead is lightweight, Google the Wall of Sound and just look at the pictures, you know, loudest band of all time. And the songs are just, that's some dark, heavy. And then when, you know, Garcia was starting to kind of be on a separate jet because he wanted to eat his Haagen-Dazs in private and wore the same shirt for weeks. And so after a while, I had to kind of shed all this stuff and say, where do I fit in? And thank God I found Andy Pitts and Gary Pratt and guys like Rich Militich, who I don't play with anymore, and my father, and everything was free, and we could draw on the wall or whatever. But, you know, we wrote this song, Born in the Low Country, and I thought, I can be funny. I'm allowed to be funny. I think it's okay for me to be funny. So I'm still kind of trying with the May River thing, that my newest thing rather.
We played at the top.
Yeah, man.
Could you hear that? Because it seemed as I was playing that you were adding some chords in on cue as the song was playing, so you could hear it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great song. I mean, listen. I mean, I do. When you talk about funny, when you talk, there's a couple things that kind of play into what I want to just take a quick break to play some of your music.
Sure.
Your song "Man Crush." You know, I mean, listen. If I have a low country man crush, it's you. And I know people are gonna say his head doesn't need to be inflated anymore than it already is, but right. I mean, because I just first of all, literally, I thought you just mentioned King Bean. I thought there was one interview I've done that didn't intersect with you, and now I know there was. I knew Scott Vick. I remember talking about you with Scott Vick. So many you have this incredible Belichickian coaching tree. Actually, that's a bad example. More Parcells coaching tree.
Okay.
Belichick's coaching tree they've kind of sucked, but you have this coaching tree of all of these guys that you've kind of, whether you've introduced them to the scene, whether you've literally trained them with Chip, that it all roads seem to lead back to you. But let me play in terms of your funny, and in terms of what I just said about my Man Crush. Let me play your song Man Crush right here, and we'll do a little musical interlude. Come back to it.
All right, thank you. You're not a real man if you never had a man crush. Romance, none of that funny stuff. Best kept secret of every man alive. Did Dirty Harry make it into your top 5? Burt Reynolds in a Trans Am. Roadhouse had Swayze and Sam. Nick Cage with them bushy eyebrows. Balboa punching them dead cows. Schwarzenegger, Hasselhoff. Chuck Norris never got me off. Seagal was fat, Van Damme was too lean. Val Kilmer, Mel Gibson, and Mr. T. Everybody's got a man crush. Everybody's got a man crush.
I missed that extreme close-up of the hair.
Everybody's got a man crush. Oh, yeah, right. George Clooney, Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt. Used to love watching Bradshaw spit. Every dude in Duran Duran. Christopher Reeve as Superman. All men have a thing for Bruce Lee. Following Luke Duke in the General Lee. Will Smith and Alfonso Ribeiro. The Fonz, Danny Zuko, Han Solo. Everybody's got a man crush. 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 Man crush.
All right, so listen. First of all, shout out to Trevor Harden Creative. I didn't have time to get the graphic up on the screen, but I love all of those the interstitials in the middle of all the little graphics as the lyrics are playing that come up in the background during that video. That's awesome stuff. How'd you get hooked up with Trevor?
Trevor worked with my guru, Greg Critchley, who was the recording and mixing engineer for the Arts and Music Coalition, What the World Needs Now project, spearheaded by Anna Doyle.
Yes.
Which we were talking about, which I don't know a whole lot about.
Off air.
Right. You can talk to her about that sometime.
Absolutely.
She did something that this island has never been able to do because there are claws.
You have egos. I mean, journalists have egos, musicians have egos.
Here's the problem. Hey guys, let's all do a We Are the World for Hilton Head. All right, cool. Well, we can record it at my house. No.
I like my studio.
I
like the way I sound on my mics.
Right, I have better mics. Well, let's do this song. No, let's write a song. Let's write a song together. That never happened. So Trevor mixed a song for me called Unlucky, which is on YouTube. I'm unlucky, but I like to win. You know, like, I had a lot of bad luck when I was young. I was a little skinny, kind of nerdy guy. But I do like to win. I feel like
Wait a second. Skinny, nerdy, and yet, when was that? That was before the lifting?
Yeah, man. I used to get like slapped in the back of the head a lot in the halls and punched in the chest when I'd walk into class. And you know, the girls I think thought maybe I was cute, but like they were dating the dude who could dunk. You know, and so I think a lot of this stuff, I just kind of feel like I'm so lucky to be doing what I'm doing now. You know, I gotta really like soak up every day. You know, I think they call it soaking. Let's go past that.
So, in terms, by the way, I know you're an audio guy. I know that sounded very analog, very like 1980s tape cassette in terms of the Man Crush audio.
Cool.
I got to figure out how, in terms of bringing in YouTube video and how to do that natively.
Sure.
But I at least wanted to get it out there while we were talking, have some music, you know, other than your live stuff. So
I just want people to know me. I want people to know where I'm coming from. I mean, I'm coming from every angle.
Get to know me.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got pop culture references in there. You've got football, you know, sports references in there. Terry Bradshaw, like, is that a thing for you? Are the Steelers a thing for you?
They're a thing for Gary Pratt. The thing I liked most about football is I really like watching. I've watched a lot of Ricky Williams tape. I've recently watched some Puna tape.
Nice.
Because I like to watch like I remember I was really impressed with the offensive line of the Colorado team back in the college team, but they were the biggest offensive line. Like, I don't really care about quarterbacks. I know everybody loves Tom Brady and Joe Montana and Roger Staubach and Ron Jaworski and all those guys, but my thing has always been I want to see the
linemen.
Right. I want to see the big dudes. I want to see the nose tackle. I want to see, the fastest, biggest dudes. And I got into, World's Strongest Man, watching that, watching Zadrunas Savickas and Bill Kazmaier.
ESPN Ocho.
Oh,
the Ocho.
I love all those guys, I
mean, that's all that played on ESPN back when they first started, That's all they had was World's Strongest Man. It was awesome.
I mean, it was great. You had John Paul Sigmarsson versus Bill Kazmaier. And Kazmaier,
oh, dude, don't mess with Kazmaier.
dude. You know, I just kind of feel like I talk a lot about this with my friend Colin Noonan. He's an artist on Hilton Head who does some work for me, and we do some collaborations and stuff. I think in the 50s and 60s, I don't think like David Gilmour and Roger Waters had to ingest as much pop culture as we do now.
Oh man.
You know, you got Bruce Lee, you got Will Smith, you got Run DMC, you got Steven Tyler, you got David Lee Roth, you got Mick Jagger, you got the Hulk, you got the Iron Sheik, you got all the you got race car, you got Bigfoot,
but like now we have like, you know, 600 streaming TV shows that are all peak TV, you know, dude. And then throw reality TV into it as well. It's like, it's crazy.
Well,
it all seems to be in your head, by the way.
It is. I mean, you mean like going through my head?
Just like looping through your head, and I could just like pick it like. What was it, Wreck-It Ralph, where they go? Was it Wreck-It Ralph, or was it where they go in and they pick out little brain particles? I'm trying to think which.
I think it might be Wreck-It. You might be right.
Okay, yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Wall-E guy, but
okay, fair enough. I do like Wall-E. Although I really had issues with when Wall-E came out because I loved Short Circuit, and so like, you know. That just felt like me liking Wall-E felt like just like just spitting on the grave, you know.
Well, here's the thing. Bob Marley did all this great music, right? And then Sublime comes around, and that's reggae now. But does Sublime have great songs? Yes. But you should also know the Catch a Fire album by Bob Marley. If you're into the Sublime album, the Rolling Stone gave a perfect 10 to, you know, you gotta know Peter Tosh, like Downpresser Man or something. I mean, I just feel like, you know, we're constantly kind of like doing remakes, and you know, somebody's
everything old is new again with a new twist.
It is, and somebody said to me the other day, you know, there's nothing new. I think her name was Maggie Washoe. There's nothing new. You know, everything's kind of just being redone.
If you had 43 minutes and 10 seconds into the interview before you mentioned Maggie, you are a winner. Congratulations. 43-11.
Thank you.
Mark it.
What do I win, Chuck? Yeah, Maggie is the she's the plane leveler, you know. She's the. You think you know, it's funny. I've gotten a few messages from people that are like, "Oh man, you know, I thought you were like a sellout when you put on the tights and you did silicone, man, but now you work for like CH2, like, come on, man." And
corporate.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like,
if you
well, first of all,
Maggie.
I work there one day a week, but if anybody wants to match wits or stamina with Maggie Washoe, give me your number, and we'll set up a race, or we'll set up like a photo shoot that lasts 10 hours, or we'll do video editing for 4 days straight, and we'll see how your brain feels after you get the Maggie meltdown.
It's beast mode. It's beast mode. And
yeah,
you know, like we swam in the same media circles, but never intersected my first go around here, and like I'm so excited to be part of the team out there now. You know, just look at the masthead. Okay, if you think like Jevon's a sell, just look at the masthead. Like, it's just creativity. Like, yes, okay. Are there business profiles? Sure. But we try to write them so they entertain you. Trust me, I write some of them. So, but I mean, there's a lot of entertaining stuff in there, and Maggie is just beast mode. The whole crew out there, and so yeah. On top, like, I see how it all comes together. I've been, you know, I've put magazines together, been managing editor. I've been in charge of that. So I know how the sausage is made, and I see what gets outputted there, and then on top of that, all the social media stuff. It's yeah.
Well, that's the only way. That's the only reason I'm in there is because I like to stay in touch with people. That's one of my better qualities. You know, I have my friend in New Jersey, Adam Highland, shout out. I got my friend in Ohio, Tim O'Connell. I got these acquaintances from over the years. I got people. I just like to touch base with people, and I've always touched base with Maggie and say, you keep telling me you're going to invite me to a creative meeting, and she's like, well, you might be too much, Jeff. You might come in there and you might say something crazy, and
might.
And we're all kind of late to the social media party because we're older.
Yeah.
But once Maggie, now it's all about analytics and trying to drive to a certain place so the reels will ping on Instagram and, doing our outfits and doing TikToks and trying to come up with like crazy ideas for our soap opera or having me come in and teach people modeling, which is a total joke. I can't even dance. I'm a total goofball and, putting a picture of me dressed up as a cowboy and, Matt, I think what Maggie's doing for me is, and Kyle Wareham's been trying to do this for me for a couple of years. Is like, let me show you what people actually like about you. Because I don't think any of us really know what our true appeal is with people. We can't look at it like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to produce yourself. And I'm lucky that I have guys like I can send something to Matt Eckstein, or I can send something to Greg or Kyle, or I can send something to Dave Peck from Low Country Backyard, or Andy or Gary, or or Zach Stiltner, or the list goes on and on. I mean, I'm trying to think of. I just don't want to forget anybody, but
I mean, the uninformed of this music scene would think it's like thinking of Hilton Head would think it's like a Margaritaville just twanging and like cliche tiki, everything you think about the tiki hut that you don't just because it's a tiki.
It is a tiki.
But I think that's what blows my mind. And for a guy like you, you almost get to kind of reinvigorate yourself every couple years when like the next guy like Kyle comes around. Like I did the feature for CH2 on Kyle, and it struck me in terms of just you guys' relationship and how you connected, and how he was like 2 seconds away from going back to Philly, and I can't even imagine not having seen what he's becoming. So that's mind-blowing. But like, how do you keep getting, I mean, do people, I don't want to sound condescending here, but do people like come to you to like kiss the ring, or do you just kind of find people as they get here?
I kiss their rings.
So you are the Godfather. You play Godfather. You're not the Godfather. I'm trying to think of the guy who kissed Marlon Brando's ring, and I'm blanking. But
no one. I mean, nobody plays my songs around here except for Taylor Kent.
Yeah, but I mean, you've had a hand. You've had a hand in coaching up some guys, in really getting guys to blossom and believing in them. You always seem to be the guy that's like, yeah, don't stop. Here, I'll introduce you to this guy, and this guy.
Well, yeah, I mean...
How do you not have claws?
How do you
not have those claws?
I do. I do.
When do they come out?
They come out when someone thinks it's time to get in Jevon's face. And, do it. Guys like Kyle have coached me up. you might say like I've helped Chip or whatever, but Chip was always there to give me this very diplomatic approach. Kavanaugh's the same way. I got my best friends, you know, Gary Pratt and Andy Pitts. Those guys are totally different kind of people, but they're both like, yeah, Jevon, we got to do, you know, I mean, I learned their songs, they learned my songs. I mean, you know, Kyle played one of my songs last year at a few of his shows. We wrote a song together. Derek Ludaway and myself, we love kind of going after each other. And then when we see each other, or everybody thought I had this big rivalry with Cranford, or Martin Lesh and I used to have these epic arguments on Facebook. I mean,
and people just saw that the wrong way.
Well, it's a show. I mean, it's a show, and those guys don't really want to box me for charity anyway. I mean, do they really want to do it? I mean, I used to fight Gavin Daly in my spare time. I mean, come on. It's all kind of fun and games. I think that we're all control freaks. I think that we all take ourselves a little too seriously, hence the song Mr. Seriously. I think we all are that guy, you know, like, you got to be really careful how seriously you take yourself when you're playing music and staring at the ocean.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you're serious down here, I mean, listen. There's driven and ambitious. You can do those things and not be serious. Like you can have a good time doing those. While everybody thinks those things aren't compatible, but you guys like you show they are. And by the way, as you mentioned, Gavin, I got a little video of you on the Javcast when you're talking about not taking yourself seriously with him with the Adam Duritz haircut, with the wig on. It's
right.
Pretty impressive. So I mean, how do you avoid taking yourself seriously when it's a living? It's still a living. You still got to pay bills.
Yeah, I mean, how I do it is I like to break it up. I like to break stuff up, like make a funny hat or write a funny song. I don't really make any money off this stuff, but it's sort of a splinter. It's sort of under my umbrella, and it keeps me, it keeps me going. And also, like learning how to play Sweet Home Alabama the right way was kind of like one of those things, or Hotel California, or learning how to play Take It Easy or Tequila Sunrise, or working on the harmonies to Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, or
you said this to me when I talked to you about Kavanaugh, the Mike Kavanaugh interview. You talked about just the training camps you guys go into, and the perfection that he asked of you in terms of learning those songs and learning them the right way.
I mean, it's just funny. Kyle Wareham can spend 40 hours on a song, mixing a song, producing the song, editing everything perfectly, playing all the instruments himself, changing parts of the song. Kavanaugh rips a song apart, and it's like this. It's like a parallel universe. It's like
it lives with him for 2 weeks before he can. Yeah.
Oh God! And then we go over there for practice, and his wife Donna is singing 2 of the songs Mike's learning as a mashup. She's hilarious. She's more entertaining than Mike, but I mean, life can be whatever you. I look at life like an aquarium. I've always kind of. I really.
You've rubbed off on Mike though, right? I mean, he used to be a lot more serious.
He just said that to me today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've rubbed off on him. I mean, I think you do when you respect somebody. You do, like, you think if that guy's not eating meat maybe I should become a vegan, or if that guy shaves his head, maybe I should shave my head, or that guy has this kind of guitar, or where, like, believe it or not, where's those kind of underwear? I mean, I wear the same kind of underwear Howard Stern wears. I rarely listen to Howard Stern, you know. But yeah, you know, it's kind of like we're syncing up on certain other levels, because we don't really talk about musical equipment very much. We talk more about our families. We talk more about how to keep going. How do you stay interested in this stuff? What you know, I like to go find shark teeth, or I like to run, or I like to play pickleball. You know, I like to talk to people on set breaks. I like to make funny T-shirts. I like to
Cow Pie Hunting Club. Where's that come from? Speaking of funny T-shirts.
My father was always into kind of this funny branding, but he won't admit it to this day. He used to call my mother the Queen of the Coastal Empire. And I wrote this song called What's That Growing in the Cow Pie, about honeyhorn. And I saw the first real cool merchandise I ever made was a picture of like a graphic of a cow. My friend Brian Little, I love you, Brian, who works for Flying Dog Brewery up there in PA. He did this cow graphic, and I said, I want it to be, instead of like a real hunting club, I want it to be a cow pie hunting club. And then of course I stole Mike Corbar's idea for this pollen pops thing. Like, we were gonna make, and I have a song called "Is It Love in the Air? Is It Pollen?" that I was nice enough to. Martin Lesh invited me to his TED Talk, and we played it with Joe Vickers and myself, and Gary played it. I love giving shout outs to other people. I love making fun of stuff. But really, if you get to know me, I'm the most reliable person you could have on your team if you just get through all my bull crap at the onset of our first meeting. Might hurt a little bit, but after that,
Can you do a little mashup of What's That Growing in the Cow Pie, and Is It Lonely? Is it Love in the Air, or is it Pollen?
Of course, yeah, sure. What's that growing in the cow pie? Woohoo! What's that growing in the cow pie? Woohoo! What's that growing in the cow pie? Little guy standing by the yay high. What's that growing in the cow pie? Woohoo! I got a lump stuck in my throat. We've all been in the same boat. Is it love in the air, or is it pollen? Flowers making my nose runny, butterflies invade my tummy. Is it love in the air, or is it pollen? Ragweed, willow, poison ivy, Venus, Cupid, Aphrodite. Is it love in the air, or is it pollen? I'm drunk on fuzzy. I mean, we just keep going on and on with these funny little low country. I'm still trying to get Lisa Salka to a show. You know, like I'm still. There's a lot of unfinished business around here.
It will happen. Whoop. We lost him for a second.
I guess Maggie doesn't know that I'm.
There he is.
Maggie. Oh, I guess Maggie's not watching us. Maggie Washo's calling me.
Oh, okay.
Guess she's really paying attention to our.
She just liked the video in one of the groups that it's playing in. So she must not realize it's live. So tell me about Sharks Are Our Homies. Like, you talk about funny songs. What's the inspiration there?
All right, this is easy. I wrote Mama Loggerhead with Gary, and a seagull stole my sandwich, and then I had I'm Too Chicken to Sleep Under the Stars, Don't Feed Your Dog People Food, and Pelican Bomb Squad. So I wrote a song called Alligator. Allie was a gator. She was born outside Decatur. Alligator, for my kids show.
Yep.
And there was a woman around here, Michelle, who started the Palmetto Ocean Conservancy. And she kind of challenged me to write a shark song. And I was talking on the phone one day with a young musician named Connor Holyfield, who I think I taught at John's Music maybe back in the day. Shout out to John's Music, Scott, John. Thank you guys for all your help. And Connor kept calling me. See, you and I used to have homies, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, homie? Well, now it's called, now I would say, Tim Wood, that's the homie. It's come back around.
It has.
The homie. Not my homie. You're the homie.
The homie.
That's the homie right there. This guy right here. See this guy, you guys? I'm pointing to the homie right now. So I was in the shower and I had done some. I had made some attempts at writing a shark song about, like, sharks aren't bad. They don't kill. They rarely kill people. Hippos are the bad guys. Coconuts and corks popping out of bottles kill way more people. So I was doing my research about the ecosystem and the carbon cycle and how the sharks keep all the predators in line, all this kind of stuff. And I'm in the shower. I don't sing in the shower.
No.
Ever. No, I got to save my voice, man. I'm getting old. And I'm in the shower and I'm like, sharks. I'm like running all this stuff through my head, like, sharks. Sharks are fun. Sharks are cool. Like, sharks. And then I was like, sharks are our homies. And
you're like, got it.
Aha moment.
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty like talking about coming out of left field. I mean, that's my Ricky Henderson moment, right? He was a second baseman though, wasn't he?
Briefly.
Okay.
Outfielder, center.
That's what I thought. Okay, right. Okay. Maybe I'm talking about like Mike Schmidt or something, but sharks are our homies might be my most, like, why would someone write a song called Sharks Are Our Homies? But
why
people love,
and yet yes.
Sure, I mean, exactly. I mean, I kind of look at it as like my attack of the flying tomatoes, or like my that's my Sir Mix-a-Lot moment. It's like sharks are our
your
homies.
Roger Corman masterpiece.
Yeah, right. I mean, it works. It's a very simple song. I mean.
All right, so let me play the video, and we'll come back.
Right on. Cool.
I know it's hard to believe sharks are our homies. They do a lot of really cool stuff in the big blue sea, keeping the ecosystem and the food chain healthy. Sharks are our homies, the guardians of the sea. Sharks are our homies. 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 Sharks are our homies, the guardians of the sea.
I wish someone would just give me a chance.
If you Google it, coconuts and lightning hurt way more humans. Humans hurt way more sharks than you would believe. Without them sharks, the carbon cycle gets all wacky. I know it sounds funny, but sharks need you and me. Sharks are our homies. 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 Sharks are our homies, the guardians of the sea. Shark teeth hunting on the beach takes concentration. hunting sharks for their fins is totally whack. If you catch a shark when you're fishing, make sure and release them. Sharks are our homies, protect them if you can. Sharks are our homies. Sharks are our homies. Sharks are our homies, protect them if you can. Sharks are our homies. Sharks are our homies. Sharks are our homies, the guardians of the sea. Sharks are our homies, the guardians of the sea.
Awesomeness.
Yeah, that was all Maggie and Trevor.
Now, who come up with the who come up with the shots? Who came up with the shot sheet and the plot and the
Trevor, Maggie really spearheaded that whole thing, and Trevor had this whole thing kind of written out, and we were out on the beach, and Maggie's telling everybody like that guy's a famous local musician, which is like a total oxymoron, you know. People are like coming over and like,
selfies with you.
I mean, you know, it's just.
All right, I thought the greatest part of that. Well, kiddingly, I thought the greatest part of that, the most masterful camera work that Trevor did was making Barry Kaufman look like he was running.
I think, yeah.
I had to get that in there. I love you, Barry. And fast at that. It was very impressive. All right, who's your Mohawk co-star?
That's Trevor's son, Styles.
Ah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he's a cool little dude. It was really funny. Trevor kept, you know, trying to rein that kid in, and the kid's, you know, 5 or 6 or whatever, however old he is, tons of energy, and Trevor was like being a dad, and then we're like trying to film, and kids on the beach, and it's just awesome. It's you know, it's fun to watch other people parent when you're not being a parent at that particular moment, because you know, I mean, I've yelled at my kids and, you know, done stuff I regret, but you
how old are your kids?
My 2 girls are upstairs. They're 12 and 13, and then my son Pierce is 19.
Ah, okay. I mean, do people tell you? I know it's probably cliche at this point, but like, dude, you don't even know what you're coming into these next 5 years.
Oh, sure,
with the girls.
Yeah.
You had a sister. I had 3 older sisters, so like I probably have more estrogen in me than testosterone. So
that's probably a good thing for your marriage.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Not too shabby.
Yeah, man.
All right, so I cut you off before. You were saying something about life's like aquariums, or what were you saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Well, no. Hey, man, it's your show. I've always kind of thought aquariums were so cool because you can put whatever you want in the aquarium, and then you can take it all out. And I've always kind of like looked at my life like that. Like maybe I can, one week I can have the Silicone Sister aquarium, and then sometimes I'm concentrating more on the Unicorn Meat aquarium with Joe, and then sometimes it's the Low Country Boil aquarium. Or it might be the Grateful Dead Shaky Bones aquarium, or the JoJo Squirrel aquarium today. Some days there's 3 aquariums. You know, I'm kind of like one of those weird aquarium hoarders or something, where I got.
You did that on Saturday, didn't you?
We did a double. Yeah, we just did a double.
Okay,
that's
not 2 different groups, just a double. Okay.
Doing JoJo Squirrel and doing a Low Country Boil gig is like that's like eating. That's like eating a chicken sandwich and then having some cake for dessert. You know, I mean, Low Country Boil is like it's just such a cool band. I mean, we do 3-hour shows. And we don't do anyone else's music, and people love it. I mean, people like, Andy's a great songwriter, and he's Andy in his songs, and Gary writes songs, and he's Gary in his songs, and then I sing a song like I want to jump your bones or something. So I can be funny, and it all works, and everybody's musicianship is top notch. It's very simple. It's very simple, but it can be intricate. It can be jazzy. It can be a little bluegrassy. It can have 3-part harmonies. We miss my dad being in the band, obviously the patriarch of the whole, band and stuff. But I've always kind of thought, like, today I want to put some rocks in it, or a certain plant, and 3 neon tetras, or.
I mean, does he ever? Have you ever coaxed him into cameos?
Cameos meaning
just coming on for a show.
My dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done about 4,000 together.
No, I'm talking about lately.
Oh. Yeah, since COVID, only done about 4,000.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. Since COVID and his immune system he had a liver transplant years ago. So I went over to his house the other day, and we were kind of talking about some serious stuff. Like, we don't have very many serious conversations because what's the point? But he wants to come back and all that kind of stuff. But right now he just doesn't feel like it's safe. And my thing with all this new climate we live in, with everybody is either on this side, or I'm in the middle, or I like this guy, or I voted for whoever. I mean,
getting your own bunkers, sucks.
My thing is, I'm not going to try and understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to insult your guy or your girl or your authority figure, your official, your senator, your governor. I'm not going to make fun of anything too serious. I'd rather just make fun of myself and just funny, just stuff we can all kind of, let's have a middle ground. And, there's been people who think that I should use my platform to, like, voice my opinion on this and this and this. Well, you're talking to a guy who I still don't know much about the Great Depression. I still don't know much about who fought in the Civil War, when it was. I was always more into other stuff, So I'm coming from a very uninformed. People can say what they want about me, like, oh, Jevon, you're too scared to voice your opinion. I mean, my opinion is there's way bigger problems. There's way bigger issues than all that stuff. Stop talking to me about it. I don't care. Like, do your thing. And why do you care about why do we care about people's opinions so much? We live in this, like, I remember, like, seeing the kids wearing Benetton, and I had a Guess jean jacket. Was I doing that for myself, or was I trying? I mean, are we all just walking around trying to impress each other with our gold chains and our IROC Z28s? I mean, and now it's this. Well, you're not. I don't know, man.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you one serious question. I'm gonna go fly in the face of what you said, because I was kind of shocked that we have this in common. My mom passed from cancer in 2012. It was just 9 years ago, a couple of days ago. That fucked me up. That effed me up.
Yeah.
And you speak so reverently of your mom. You clearly hold her in high regard. Clearly, she earned it in terms of just her reputation around here. But that doesn't mean the son always has to say it. You clearly hold her in high regard. I mean, how did you get through it? Like, I find myself 9 years in just still having those that one meltdown a month probably. Where are you at with it 22 years in?
Yeah, I think having my kids, and I think with me, the way my brain operates and my emotional, like my emotional capacity and stuff isn't like maybe the greatest. I kind of dealt with it then. I was 27. My brother took care of her. I came off the road. I was trying to be on tour and with Low Country Boy, making like no money and working cleaning carpets when I would come home. And I think that's why I'm so, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, you should be for this or be for that. You should watch someone in your family die sometime and realize a real issue in your life.
Yeah.
You can argue about something or say this or say that or whatever. When someone dies in your family, it kind of changes you. It kind of, and I always kind of say, like, laugh while let's have a laugh, man. Whoa. I'd rather smile.
Absolutely. And my mom had the most amazing cackle. I mean, like my sister, she said she went to a medium, like a medium show, and neither one of us believed in that stuff. And although I'm curious about it, and I respect the hustle, but like, she went to the show, and you're supposed to bring items that remind, and like they called on like 6 different people out of this audience of like 150, and my sister thought, there maybe it's like 10 people. My sister thought it's not gonna happen, and then like right at the end, the medium says, okay, so like this woman, like every joke I tell, like every line, like she just has this amazing cackle. She has this amazing laugh that I can't help laughing at. Like, whose mom is Judy? Like, and my sister was like, just like absolutely blown away. Didn't know it at all, but like, so like, it's just like you said, like, it's laughter. And if anything, and I said this on Facebook the other day, if anything, I'm like, I regret the moment. I regret just not having more of those moments and just like getting too sucked into other things in life, and not just like savoring those awesome, like, just moments where I could just make my mom literally pee herself.
Well, we're all caught up in the got to make money, got to do this, got to do that, and the American family should take lessons maybe from other cultures, because the other cultures, I mean, I don't want to say anything. I don't want anybody, you guys know I'm a jokester. This is just my opinion, but it seems like there's some other cultures out there in the world, and the elderly are taken care of a little better. The family unit is a little tighter. I think Americans want a lot of privacy, and we're also all like, man, we want to buy the Dodge Charger, and we want to buy the boat, and we want to go on vacation, and
we want everything that gets us away from that core of family, and I mean,
yeah.
I love stuff. I love boat. I love all that stuff. But like, man, like the thing I'm most jealous of is those like families that are still all here, and that are all still having Sunday get-togethers, and that's what if I try not to be jealous, period. But if I'm jealous about anything, it's that.
Yeah.
All right, so I got you serious a little bit here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say about that is why is it that I only see my entire family on Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, but that's what you got to buy.
Everybody's busy.
You got to buy a house. You got to have a white picket fence or a white vinyl fence, or you got to have the. It's hard. It's exhausting.
How does your mom come out in your music?
I would probably say I still like to be kind of like aggro, I guess. I still like things to be a little shocking. And I remember my mom, there's a picture of her banging me and my brother's heads together. My dad took it somehow. Like this was way before phones. He got this picture, and my mother, I remember one year they went away to play, and I had this 2-day party at my house, and she came in the house, and I was hungover, and the house was trashed. I mean, and she like slapped me in the face and made me go get a job. I was 14. How does she come out? I mean, I think that people mention like their influences a lot. And they try to like sound all like worldly, and they say like, well, my influence was like the drummer in the 61 Miles band when he played in Stockholm, like Tony Williams, man. Like my mom used to sing around the house. Your mom used to sing around the house. Your grandfather whistled, or
yep.
My mother sang around the house and danced and had fun. And when we got into the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Alice in Chains, my parents were right there because it's good music. I mean, like Give It Away Now is a fun song. And when my father heard Man in the Box and some of those Alice in Chains songs like Love, Hate, Love and Confusion and Put You Down. I mean, my parents were very open-minded. They still are. I mean, my father still is. I can play my father Krungbin, live at a festival or something, and he's ready to dig it. I mean, that's why I am who I am, is because I like David Bowie. I can dig Frank Sinatra. I don't listen to a lot of Frank Sinatra, but I mean, I like George Jones a lot. I like Merle Haggard. The Grateful Dead really kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things, but I like death metal. I like rap. I mean, I also like beach volleyball.
Don't box me in, bro. That's what I tell everybody. Like music wise, I listen to everything. And I may not be able to quote lyrics, but like, man, music is good. Music is fuel to the soul. Whatever the backbeat is, it's good music when you hear it. And like that was my one rule with my son when he wanted an iPhone. And he was just starting to get into music. I'm gonna download Rolling Stone's top 500 songs, and you're gonna listen to them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna listen to your stuff, and because I still listen to everything, but like I'm gonna listen to your stuff. But like, when you want to talk about music, you want to talk about what's cool today. Know what was what, and then we could talk.
Exactly. You still have to know. You still have to know "Let It Bleed," "Beggars Banquet." You still have to listen to
Little Richard. I mean,
oh my God.
What? Yeah. So, but like, what? So your daughters, 12 and 13. Like, what are they listening today that makes you go, okay, cool. That's cool too.
Well, the fact that they're listening to music, period. They're both into like totally. They're both very different. The girls are Brianna and Cassie are very different. I came home last night from my gig, and Brianna was playing the mandolin, and Cassie was upstairs like listening to hip hop or something. I think your kids are always like, I'm gonna listen to something. My parents aren't gonna dig it. I'm gonna feel cool. I mean, unfortunately, I like them to show me their music, and sometimes I can say, hey, that sounds kind of like this, and we can listen to like, I don't know, Joni Mitchell, or we can listen to Deerhoof, or we can listen to, I don't know. I mean, I like Lady Gaga. I listen to Poker. I've listened to the song Poker Face over 600 times.
I just heard it the other day, and it's like I'm jamming out to it. Like Debbie, my wife, and I are just like geeking out to it in the car. It's like it's the first time we heard it.
Well, I mean, I just like to stay. I want to stay current. I don't want to fade out. I don't want to lose sight of my love for music. I mean, the bottom line for me with all this stuff, I want to remember, what was it like when I first heard You're in Love by Rat, or when I heard Strutter by Kiss, or when I was young and heard Alligator by the Grateful Dead, or I try to remember those feelings, and I try to, I think I just want to carry that, pass that on to my kids. I mean, those girls upstairs can both sing like perfect. I mean, but they don't want to do it right now, but life's funny,
It all comes around.
Does life sure is funny. I mean,
does it blow your mind? Does it blow your mind that I mean, you mentioned you remember right where you were. I mean, music just has that moment of capturing time. Like so many events in my life, I remember the song. Whether they were good, happy, sad. Does it blow your mind that there's a lot of people out there that like you trigger like the happiest memories of their life, of their vacation time down here? Like you are part of their tapestry.
I feel like we're just getting started with that all the time. I mean, maybe that's not entirely true. Maybe. I mean, there are people that show up and they're like, "Hey, can you play Born in the Low Country? We haven't heard it in 5 years." Or, "Can you play Heine in the Moonlight? We have our granddaughter here, and we want her to hear Heine in the Moonlight." I think, unfortunately, I'm just gonna send this out there for all of us musicians. You can be a real good musician or whatever, but sometimes people just remember the feeling, and they remember like your smile, or they remember you coming over and talking to them, or like getting their kid on stage, or teasing their grandmother a little bit, or the grandfather, pop or whatever, a little bit, or the time you did this, or the time your violin string broke. Or I think songs and sound has a lot to do with it for me, but I'm always trying to get outside it. I want to know what people really are getting out of the experience. Like I want to be in the audience. Like, what is it this person is? What is the whole? Because our brain, the human mind picks up so much stuff about the heat and the salt in the air, and and the music is part.
It's all the senses. All the senses are triggered.
And the biggest thing, like Chip has this like following and doesn't say anything on the mic. He doesn't even have a microphone. His smile and his saying hi to people. Every musician around here should take a lesson from Chip. And
when did you? I mean, could you talk about the touring days and the ladder climbing? I mean, my equivalent is like trying to jump for to higher circulation newspapers or and I had that moment. As great as it was to work for Bleacher Report or whatever else. I mean, I had that moment where it was like, I want to be there with my kids. I want to be there's things that matter more. Like when did all that kick in, and that like higher sense of what you're doing and what it means start to kick in for you?
I was teaching at the jazz camp, which I should never have been there, but James Barry was nice enough to have me, because he knew I was bringing a different element. I mean, those jazz people know how to play the instrument like crazy, but I think he wanted some of the local he wanted Ben Huey to feel like maybe like he had something a little more in common with the teacher like me. I couldn't really teach those guys anything about music. I taught a marketing class there my last year, I think. I kind of started phasing myself out because I was getting so busy, and I was trying to teach at the jazz camp. And, I think, Mike Cavanaugh always tells me, you can't take every job. You can't take 3 jobs in one day. You can't play 3 gigs anymore. And, I think I'm glad I don't play late night because I can come home. And even though the kids don't want to talk to me, they're up there and they don't think I'm cool or whatever. But just being around, I think it was probably when I was like 40. It was probably when I was like 43, 42, 43. It was like right after I hit 40, I started kind of thinking like, I can. I mean. Granted, this year, in June, I'll be playing 6 nights a week, but I'm usually home by 8:30 or 9 o'clock, so 9:30, and there's been some changes in my life and my family, my personal stuff, but I do. I'm just like my father. I'm waiting for somebody to want to get involved. I'm just going to be sitting here. I think that's like the way. That's the way I want to be remembered. Is like if you want an opportunity, I've been sitting here waiting for you to join me. And that extends to anybody because in a very hippie moment, I could say like, hey man, we're all like one big family. We're the human race, and we are. Everybody needs to look out for each other, and even if there are the claws and stuff.
But you've literally let everyone in. You have so many bands, and so many people you've played with and play with. Like you've literally, like, put your money where put your money where the words are there in terms of like letting everybody in.
A lot of people have let me in first, though. They had to show me how to do it, and I'm still learning from people. I'm still learning. Like, I don't need to say that to someone the first time. I don't need to come out and be Jevon the first time I meet somebody. But it's hard for me because I do like. I don't know what the heck it is. I'm trying to figure out what's the heck is wrong with me.
You give me way more time than I told you, and this is part of what we want to do with Low Country Chronicles. Have these longer let conversations breathe, and I got a few more questions for you, but I want to let you play a little bit here too. Like dealer's choice. What do you want to play for us?
Maybe I'll finish out with this song. During COVID, I wrote this song. I'm gonna turn this fan off real quick. No, it's fine. It's fine. I wrote this song, and it was actually I do steal a lot of ideas from people, and this is something that my friend Zach Stevens said to me in the car. We were coming over the Cross Island. I don't even really remember where the heck we were going or why he was in my car. But he said the island was real quiet. And he said to me, the island is asleep. So maybe I can play this song and then, we can leave the rest of the conversation for the next time or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah, this song is called The Island's Asleep, and I'm going to play it on Mike Cavanaugh's Gibson J200. It's kind of a quiet song, so hopefully you can hear the audio. I'm going to try and maybe get a little closer.
All right, cool.
The island is asleep. There's no music playing at the beach. No more sandy feet. There's no palm trees swaying to the beat. No one burning money. No one saying let's throw caution to the wind. It isn't funny. I wish I could wake you up and pretend this whole thing was just a bad dream. is asleep. The island is asleep. The island is asleep. No young lovers in the ocean at midnight. Water is so deep, but the tide is gonna rise. We'll look back and laugh when the cup that's been so empty runneth over. How long will this last? I got a feeling in my heart and we're all a little stronger, yeah, do. The island is asleep. The island is asleep. The island is asleep. Oops. Oh no. I haven't played that song that much lately.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yep.
So, all right, a couple of quick questions before I let you go. All right, so what's with the short shorts?
That's you talking about the denim shorts?
Yeah, like the really racy yeah, the short shorts. Like the John Stockton denim.
Yeah, that's right, wow. Carl, I was just watching a Karl Malone video earlier for some reason. That's a little Grateful Dead inside kind of joke. What you can do after you get off. I know we were talking about Google this and Google that before the show started. You can Google Grateful Dead jean shorts when you get off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
You can do that. But again, I mean, I just kind of like to push it. I just kind of like to push things a little bit, almost to the point where it's, is that allowed or is that weird or do I feel uncomfortable? I think that's where I like to be in that uncomfortable kind of.
Now you kid about dressing up as the cowboy, but I mean that was Susan's piece, right? From Piece by Piece.
It was Susan Raffetto did a photo shoot, and
you can see that story in the April edition of CH2.
Correct. Right. She had a bunch of models come in, and like Nick Poolin's girlfriend came in, Eva Losovich came in, a few other people. Caitlin Ryan, the photographer, was doing some dancing in there, and So a lot of times Maggie will say, like, can you just get over there? Can you just stand over there and so I can get some tests, like test the lighting and stuff. I don't know what it's called, like do some test shots or something. And I said, sure. And she said, well, can you put the jean jacket on? I said, yeah, sure. And I mean, Maggie's like a true fan of like just human beings in general. You know, she's ready to make you look your best, bring out your best. She's not afraid to offer her opinion on your decisions that you might make, because you know she has nothing to lose and she has a pretty good track record as far as work ethic and image and not doing the wrong thing and being trying to be smart and stuff like that. And there was some cowboy hats because we were getting ready to shoot the May River Thang video a few days later, and I had the jean jacket on. I said, hey, why don't I just put this cowboy hat on? We'll just like kind of goof on it. I wore a cowboy hat on tour a lot with Low Country Boyle. You know, we used to play for these. We never did anything. The bands were always terrible. It wasn't like it is now. You know, it wasn't really like a special band or anything back then. And I put the cowboy hat on, and Maggie's trying to always get me to look like be serious. You know, like quit joking around so much. And we got a shot. You know. We got that shot, and she said, if you post this, you're going to get a lot of likes on this, because, you know, people like you, Jevon, but, you know, sometimes maybe you're a little too goofy, or maybe I'm wearing my banana shorts right now, you know, they have bananas all over them, and, you know, the jean shorts, or Silicone Sister. Some people don't really like that too much. Other people like it way too much, but, you know, I think sometimes I just like to, you know, I just don't like taking stuff too seriously, man. I don't know. I just can't. Even that song I just played, like, it brings up all this stuff. Like I was, you know, this kind of like remembering stuff I was going through in March last year, and what we were all going through with the COVID thing, and also just like not working, and you know, you just feel that stuff. You're like, you know, music does that to you, you know. But we were just kind of goofing around, and I don't know. Maggie thought it was a good shot.
Hey,
I posted it.
It's classic, man. It's legit. I mean, you nailed it. You rocked it. You really did. What is the best thing, or the biggest lesson you've learned coming out on the other side of all this crap over the last 14 months here? Hold on. Told you my
dad.
Yep.
The biggest lesson I've learned, lesson, or what have I learned? I mean, I think what I've learned is,
or just what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be what you learned, but
yeah. I think I'm definitely grateful. Every time I walk out there, like on stage, to like rock out and impress everyone, and play a Steely Dan guitar solo, or play Sultans of Swing, or play the violin while I'm kicking back drinking a beer at the Dunes house with Joe, or playing at Calhoun's or Woody's or whatever. I mean, you just take it for granted, and you also take like seeing people for granted. And I think that I've always just wanted to kind of be around people, and maybe that's like the underlying reason I got into music. I love being a part of like a bigger thing, you know.
No doubt, absolutely. And
yeah,
I mean, do you get that? I mean, do you feel like you are at this point? Can you zoom out of the fishbowl enough to see that you've got a thing going?
Yeah, I'm just lucky to be a part of this, like this, a little part of this area. But you know, I do feel like the music and stuff. I do feel like people should come experience some of that stuff, or just go see anybody. Really, go support your local music. Like people talk about culture around here. Create some and show me what it is.
Yep.
What the heck is it around here? What's our culture? Fried shrimp?
I do feel like it's. I mean, just in the 5 years I was gone, I do feel like there's more coming. I feel like there's different strains here than when I left.
See, I mean, if I start thinking about it too much, about like, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's the whole thing that needs to be recognized a little more. You know, I want people to hear Andy's music, or Gary's music, or Joe has this funny song called Bike Path, or listen to Kyle, or go watch Kavanaugh play a solo show, or go check out Bobby Megarosi or Yanni or somebody like that. But I think that if I zoom out, I'm seeing everybody. That's been the hardest thing for me, because I think as a musician you get into yourself so much, you kind of start thinking like, man, I'm it, man. I'm it. But it takes, like Jordan Ross from the Roasting Room says, it takes all kinds, and that's really the most important. That's the coolest thing, and everybody can really be friends. Let all this stuff go, man. I mean, arguing about it doesn't really do much. Everybody should be more. Everybody should really help each other out more, and hey, if you need to borrow some sugar. Or whatever those crazy sweeteners are called that my dad likes. Just knock on the door, but don't do it on my birthday because you don't know when that is.
What do you got for lighting there, by the way? You're very gently lit.
Yeah, it's some kind of like light I bought when I first bought this house, and I thought I was being really cool,
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I did all my streaming in here, and on the other side over there, I typically would face the street, and I would have Jesse come when we did the kids stream for Culture HHI. I painted this one wall with chalkboard paint, and and when we did the Van Halen tribute, we did a big VH, or whatever. But I'm very lucky. I think everybody around here who has a job, and anybody who can go support local restaurants and eat good food and go out there and do yoga at Dancing Dogs, or go to Woody's and buy beer, or I think supporting local businesses is really cool, and don't forget about the music, guys. Give it a shot, just give us all a shot.
Well, we're talking about some things that hopefully will get that out, get the musicians out in front of people a little bit more in a fun way. So,
yeah, man.
So, you've done the music, you've done the streaming, even though some would say you're oversaturated, including yourself. Like, what's the next thing you want to do?
I don't know.
Talk to you next week.
I don't know. I mean, I'm always ready. I don't know. I'm just trying to be ready. I'm just trying to keep myself in fairly good shape and not I just want to keep on going. I mean, I want to just get better at being me, and I want to get better at appreciating what's around me. I think I want to it's not about you, Jevon. Stop it. Stop thinking it's about you.
All right, a couple of random questions before I let you go. What invention do you look at and are like, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Hot tub.
Jet, just because of the jets or what? Or
I don't jets on ever. No. That makes the hot tub cool off.
Hot tub, okay. Shoot, marry, kill. Aaron Moran, Tracy Gold, Dana Plato.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Oh, you don't? Oh God, you were so in the 80s, I figured you'd Dana Plato, Different Strokes, Aaron Moran, Joni from Happy Days, and Tracy Gold, Growing Pains.
Man, as long as Chachi's not around, Scott Baio needs to take it down 10 notches. Wow, dude. God, I don't want to know anything about my idols anymore, ever again. I don't want to know anything about Miles Davis or Jaco Pastorius, what the crazy stuff he did, and Scott Baio.
That Scott Baio stuff hurt.
Just don't, man. I don't want to stop. Don't give these guys a microphone. Don't give me a microphone unless we're singing. Don't give these people microphones. Anyway.
Where are you playing at these days?
I'm at the Dunes house on Mondays with Gary, and Friday. if you want to try, and I'm sure if you want to get in there, you can. I'm at Woody's every Thursday for the rest of your life in Bluffton, and a Tiki Hut.
Lifetime gig, huh?
Huh?
You get lifetime gig at Woody's.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, yeah. As long as I don't want Brendan Downey to bring the Bluffton Mafia down on me. But we see everybody we love up there. Lauren's cool. They're all cool. Perrin and all the crew up there. You got Frank and
Jeff gave you like the Celine Dion residency deal, the lifetime residency deal at Woody's.
I mean, I hope so.
Nice.
Matt, he's sending me messages. Have we been on the air for an hour, 1.25 hours?
So, and I know. Someone who's like looking for the clicks on Instagram is like, this is not how it's done. This is not how it's done.
Right.
I get it. Like, we'll cut it up.
Yeah,
I get it, Maggie.
We'll be at Calhoun's on Sunday too. So that's where Low Country Boil will be until June. We'll be there almost every Sunday.
Nice. Awesome. Get out, like you said, get out and see the music, folks.
Yeah. Go out there and support the restaurants. Everybody needs it,
You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you that. Jevon Daly, huge appreciation for the time, the epic interview. I promise everything else will be shorter.
Oh no! I mean, hey, we had got a lot to talk about, Tim. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you. Love you. Love Bluffton. Love Hilton Head. If you don't think I love you, I do. You guys, stop thinking I don't love you.
You heard it. It's all love. All right. We'll see you next time. Low Country Chronicle.
Yeah, man.